Well, welcome in here to Wisconsin Rapids. As the lights are bright over the last week, it's finally starting to feel like high school football season here as the temperatures drop. It is a packed stadium here tonight to watch what should be a fantastic matchup between Wisconsin Rapids and New Richmond here on Zaleski Sports. And this pregame show is brought to you, of course, by Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that looked for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
And welcome back again from Wisconsin Rapids. Once again, we have another Friday Night Lights on our hands here from central Wisconsin and here on Zaleski Sports. My name is Connor Philippi. Thank you so much for tuning in to this matchup here tonight as we once again have a great showing here on both sides of the ball, and it should be a good one between a very good New Richmond team and a Wisconsin Rapids team that's looking to make a statement against them. We take a look at both of these two teams. We'll start with the away team as always with the New Richmond Tigers. They're ranked number 10 in the Zaleski rankings, and it is for good reason. They are 5-2 overall, but those two losses coming to Hudson and Rice Lake, both games only by 3, and both games against teams that are very good. Only one loss for each of those two teams, and really the only reason why this New Richmond team is as low as they are in the conference rankings, a very good conference that we'll go over here in just a second. But 3-2 in the conference, in that Big Rivers Conference. They're 3-1 in home games. They are 2-1 in away games, and they are currently outscoring their opponents by a total of 127 points. They've got a one-game win streak. That Rice Lake loss happened just about a week ago, but they were able to pick up a 26-0 shutout against Menominee. That was an away game last week, and so they have another away game here tonight. Taking a look here at the keys to the game for this Tigers team, one of them is definitely applying pressure early. In the last couple of games, they've been able to apply that pressure, forced some takeaways in their last performance, and you'll see me throughout the course of this pregame and early on in tonight's matchup, I'll be talking a lot about Marshfield because that is the one common game that both of these two teams shared. And both of these two teams were able to get a couple of turnovers against that Marshfield team, but New Richmond able to capitalize on those just a little bit better and playing more consistently well against them. On top of that, playing clean, fundamental football as always. Whenever you see that be one of the keys of the game, you know that you've got a good, clean team that you're putting out there onto the field. A lot of talented players, playmakers on all sides of the ball. And so playing that clean, fundamental football will be big for them. On top of that, just consistency in general. In their game I talked about against Marshfield, 14 points in the first, 14 points in the second, 7 in the third, and another 14 in the fourth. This is a team that knows how to consistently play all 4 quarters of football. And so we are going to, in just a few moments here, turn things over to the PAs. The fight song plays here for Wisconsin Rapids. As we turn things over, the home team, Wisconsin Rapids, Lincoln High School, looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-7 and 0-5 within the conference. It's been a rough go of it for them so far this season. That Marshfield game that I talked about, it was a dominant win for New Richmond, but it was a 11-point loss for Marshfield. They followed that up with a 9-point loss to Eau Claire Memorial last week. And so hoping to get in the victory column for the first time this year. It'll be against a very difficult opponent in these New Richmond Tigers. Keys to the game for them, they got to start taking chances early and often in this game. Going up against a very good team, they have everything to gain in this game and not much to lose at this stage of the season. And so Owen Richardson, we know he can air the ball out, and there's been a lot of teams this season that we've seen run the ball consistently, and so it is not something you see very often to have two of these two teams both be gunslingers throughout the course of tonight's contest. So have to see some chances being taken by this team. establish the run game will be a big part of that. If they can establish the run, then they can set up that pass and maybe have some more play action opportunities. On top of that, they have to focus on what they control. If they do give up a turnover, if they do give up a tough drive, they have to find a way to have that mental fortitude to get past it and stay in this game. And so we will hand things over now to the PA and get into this national anthem and announcing these players.
We would like to welcome the fans and parents from New Richmond and wish them good luck in tonight's game. Tonight during halftime, the Rapids DECA will be conducting an MDA Miracle Minute. 1 minute will be placed on the scoreboard, and DECA members will be moving throughout the stands with gray bags to collect your donations for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. We remind everyone that vaping, use of tobacco products, and smoking is prohibited on school grounds. At this time, I'd ask you to please rise, remove your hats, and face the flag as we honor veterans who have proudly served our country and those who are currently serving this great nation, both home and abroad, with the playing of our national anthem by the LHS Marching Band under the direction of Mrs. Jean Olson.
On an educational atmosphere. Everyone can do their part by respecting the game, each other, and the officials. The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of the players, coaches, and spectators are.
The start of another game is a call for teams to treat opponents and officials with the high level of sportsmanship we expect in school sports.
No matter what takes place today, stay calm, stay classy, and stay respectful. We wouldn't be here today without a love for the game. And if you love the game, really love the game, you've got to show good sportsmanship.
Today you represent your school and community.
Just one, two.
While the scoreboard defines the length of the game, the real final score is determined by the sportsmanship we display. Because nothing beats good sportsmanship.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly a wonderful night for football at Southwood County Stadium. Welcome to Week 8 of the 2025 regular season. At this time, we would like to welcome the Tigers from New Richmond High School, along with their head coach, Reggie Larson, and the rest of the New Richmond coaching staff. Tonight, we take a moment to honor the heart and soul of our football program, our senior players. These young men have shown leadership, dedication, and passion both on and off the field. They've poured their time, energy, and spirit into every practice, every game, and every moment wearing this jersey. As they take to the home field tonight for the last time, we celebrate their hard work, their memories, and the legacy they leave behind for our next generation of football players. We will now introduce our 2025-2026 seniors. Tight end and linebacker, number 3, Pete Steinhoffel. Running back and linebacker, number 8, Sawyer Brooks. Wide receiver and defensive back, number 12, Cohen Lehman. Running back and defensive back, number 20, Ty Haydock. Offensive line and defensive line, number 59, Landon Leach. Offensive line and defensive line, number 60, Wyatt Youngworth. Offensive line and defensive line, number 75, Landon Rates. Offensive line and defensive line, number 79, Navarro Rodriguez. Offensive line and defensive line, number 92, Joshua Augustine. Tonight, we also recognize someone whose hard work and dedication often happen behind the scenes, but make a huge difference on and off the field. She has been an essential part of this team, keeping things organized, supporting the players, and making sure everything runs smoothly every single game. Her commitment, positivity, and love for this team have not gone unnoticed. Please join us in thanking and celebrating our senior football manager, Madison Seavey, for everything you have done for the program. Thank you, Madison. Let's please give a big round of applause for all of our seniors.
And so without further ado, all that's left is to kick this ball off. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Connor Philby here to bring you through this game here tonight, as we're now into about a week and a half into October. It's finally starting to feel like football season, as I said in the opener, as we finally have temperatures in the low 60s. It's going to get to the high 50s by the end of the game here tonight. And so we're finally going to get that weather we've been longing for, and it just gets you that much more excited for the final stretch of this season, for playoffs, potential playoffs for these teams, and can't wait for all of that to unfold. But here tonight, it's going to be a good one. Head coach for this home Wisconsin Rapids team, Michael Krenz, he's talked a lot throughout the course of this season, despite some of the struggles this team has gone through, the opportunity these kids get every single night to just improve, to work on what they can work on, to focus on what they can, and to control what they can control, and just become better football players, become better people throughout this whole season. And he's done a fantastic job of doing that regardless of the scoreboard so far this season. We'll see if they can find a way to pull off the upset here tonight. As for the New Richmond Tigers, head coach Reggie Larson, and he has a quote from the New Richmond News that is on that team website, and he said, "We need kids doing the right thing any time of year. If you're a New Richmond Tiger football player, you're 24/7, 365 days a year. We want kids doing the right thing and playing for each other," and a fantastic mentality to have, and one of the main reasons why this is one of the higher ranked teams on Zaleski. And so, ready or not, here we go. Thanks for joining us on Zaleski Sports, as New Richmond will start off with the ball, and it's a good return to open things here tonight. Still going past multiple defenders along the sideline and ending up all the way down to the 25-yard line. How's that for starting field position for this Richmond Tigers team?
Kickoff return by number 13, Colton Gunter.
As that one was returned by Colton Gunter, the junior wide receiver.
Tigers ball, 1st and 10 at the Wisconsin Rapids 25-yard line.
And so 25-yard line already, just a couple first downs from first and goal situation. What a way to start things off, as heading out onto the field, Nick Stelrecht for this New Richmond Tigers team. He is 6'5", 224 pounds. He is an absolute beast on the field. And just seeing the way he could sling the ball in pregame and just how effortlessly those 25 to 30 yard passes were, he can air the ball out, as that is going to be a false start and a little bit of a bump there to start things off offensively for the Tigers, as we'll send things now to the 30 on a 1st and 15. But yeah, Nick Stelrecht, a major piece for the team, of course. Austin Whittick, the star running back for this team, 6 foot 187. He's going to be a name we see a lot, as he is going to run to the far side of the field already, pick up the first down and more. And one play into the game, he's got about 30-ish yards. And 1st and goal comes earlier than I even expected, all the way down to about the 3-yard line for this Tiger team. And we were, like we said, that benchmark game we're talking about, that Marshfield game, the only one that these two teams both played the same team so far this season. Whittick immediately started the game with 2 touchdown runs. As he will take it here, he will get stopped. Still picked up about a yard or 2 on that play. But they will force it to 2nd down at the very least here to start out the game for the Tigers. Ball at the 2-yard line now, 1st and goal. Stelrecht will hand it off, and into the end zone, plowing in is Austin Whittick. Said we'd say his name a lot in this game, and he makes his mark early. 6-0 for these New Richmond Tigers off of a 2-yard touchdown that was set up by about a 30-yard gallop from Whittick. And on the board early are the New Richmond Tigers, showing everyone why they have scored as many points as they have already so far this season. And after the long return by Gunter, that kick goes right through the uprights, and it's 7-0 early on here from Wisconsin Rapids. 7-0 on a 3-play drive for these Tigers, and we'll send things away to an early commercial break and be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Welcome back here to Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Wisconsin River Orthopedics. For all of your orthopedic needs, place your trust in Wisconsin River Orthopedics. You'll find advanced, comprehensive orthopedic care and specialized medical feedback on any injury. Learn more at WROinstitute.com. And so, right out of the gate, the Tigers put up 7. And now Rapids trying to get a good return of their own. Still a good return, not quite as good as that previous one, as 2 players will wrestle to the ground a few yards away from the play. No penalty called. And so the Wisconsin Rapids team, Lincoln High School, will come out on the offensive side for the first time here tonight, led by Owen Richardson, the 6'1", 200-pound junior. And we will see him throw the ball throughout the course of tonight. And in the backfield to start things off, Sawyer Brooks. He's a 6'1", 200-pound senior. And so a lot of size up front for this team. Start things off here with a tight formation, motion to the side. Taking it himself is Richardson. He's going to plow through, and he'll pick up about 5 or 6 yards on that one. And just like that, it doesn't take long for me to see that size and that power pay off for this Rapids team. And they understand they're going to have to score often in this game in order to get a victory against the high-powered Tigers offense, and they are going to come out swinging early on, I would expect. Brooks once again lined up in that tight formation. There's motion to the outside. They'll throw it to the man, Rogers, and he will pick up about 6 yards again on the play. And those chunk plays are going to be huge for the Raiders here in tonight's game.
Rogers for Wisconsin Rapids, first down.
Talked multiple times, that game that felt like it was going to be their first win of the season against Marshfield went up 13-0 in the first quarter and then did not score the rest of the game. Ended up losing 24-13. All the way up towards the end of the first half, they were up 13-0, and defense could only hold for so long. So you're going to have to find a way to consistently score on the offensive side of the ball. As taking this one, getting stonewalled right around the line. He might have picked up one on the forward progress, and that's what they'll give him. They'll set up a 2nd and perhaps 8, and it will be 2nd and 8. But they do get now into Tiger territory. Again, 7-0, 9:15 left to go in the first quarter on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. If you're here a little bit late, thanks for joining us.
Gain of 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
Richardson lined up this time with Brooks to his right. 3 receivers out. He'll throw this one to the near side of the field. It is caught a little bit short of the line to gain, or actually it looks like they're going to give it to him for the first down. Complete that time to Cohen Lehman.
Made by number 10, Keegan Landness.
And so that will be a first down. I initially wasn't sure if they would give it to him because I felt like he jumped for it and then was pushed back. Don't know if he ever kind of went forward for that forward progress, but they did give him that line to gain. And so first down from the 40-yard line as Rapids starts to roll here offensively a little bit. They have now 4 players out wide. They have Lehman there who just made that catch. Under pressure early, getting rid of the ball. And so we see that immediate pressure by that Tigers defense. It's like Hedges was in on that one, as well as number 25, Noah Zanin. And so that'll be a 2nd and 10 now. It doesn't look like much of a play, but getting rid of that ball is going to be huge throughout the course of this one, as this team is going to have to score often. They cannot get themselves into situations where they're backed up to 15, 20 yards to the first down. As long as they're not losing yardage on a play, they have to see that as a win on that kind of pressure. As rolling out to the far side of the field, Richardson will pick up about 6 or 7 again on the play, and they'll set up a 3rd and short, or 3rd and at least manageable for the Raiders. And making something out of what's out there for him on the field will be huge for Richardson in this game. He understands what he's up against in this one.
3rd down and 4 from the 34-yard line.
And so now in that interesting position as a high school football team where you're certainly not going for a field goal on a 4th. So sometimes you want to run the ball on this play if it's a potential setup for a 4th down play, but as much as this team passes the football, see what they do here is it's going to be, before they can even hand the ball off, they get stopped behind the line. They get stopped actually right about at the line.
Owen Richardson on the carry for no gain.
And so it will be a 4th down and 4 for the Raiders. In a position really where you're not really going to punt it from this area of the field, especially in a game that would have to be a shootout for this Raider team. And so a big 4th down early on in this one. The lone receiver on the near side of the field is Mansell. And we've got a bunch. Now we got some movement here by Lehman and then a flag, but maybe too much movement. Or did they get New Richmond to jump? Got some claps on the Raiders sideline. They are going to be moving the chains. It's an encroachment for the Tigers. And now we'll get some early claps here from this Rapids faithful. Excellent showing here tonight. Just about a packed stadium or stands behind us, or underneath us, I should say, up here in the press box. If they were behind us, that wouldn't be much of a view, would it? And so 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line here for Rapids. Another tight formation here with a wideout on either side, trying to hand this one off and dragging the pile for a good gain that time. Is the ball out? And it looks like they're going to call him down on the play. Not sure which coach that was yelling emphatically on the Tigers sideline that was out before the player hit the ground, but the refs discuss it, and they did not see the ball come out early, and so it is 2nd and 6. And that was a nice play, by the way, before all that chaos ensued, because that looked like it was another one where that Tiger team was all over whoever it was that had the ball and able to push the line and move things, and just getting those 3 or 4 yard pickups on 1st down, a big boost for this Raider team. Richardson will hand this one off. Brooks able to break free past the 1st down and makes his way to the 15-yard line for another 1st down.
First down carry for Wisconsin Rapids. Tackle made by number 5, Jamison.
That'll bring things closer actually to the 14-yard line.
First down, Wisconsin Rapids at the 14-yard line.
5:09 left here in the 1st quarter on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. Still 7-0 for the Tigers. Just the 2nd overall drive of this game. Tigers did not have to go far to score their touchdown after a long kickoff return. Brought it all the way to the Raider 25. More motion as Richardson will take it himself, then pitches it off to Lehman, and he is going to break one tackle, get all the way down to about the 10 or 11-yard line. And so that will set up a 3rd and relatively long for this Raider team. That'll be a, excuse me, that was a 1st down, my apologies. So that's 2nd and 7. That marker on the far side changed a little bit earlier than I anticipated. He is on top of it over there. So 2nd and 7. Able to flip this one. Beautifully designed play as Brooks will dive, and he is just short. Or did they give it to him? No. Excuse me, that there was a little bit of confusion on my end. There was a play last week where I didn't see anyone signal, but there was one ref that ran in and signaled later in the play, and I had completely missed it was a touchdown, but this is not a touchdown. Also didn't help that they placed the ball exactly at the 2 where the conversion would have happened. But we have a 1st and goal here for the Raiders after a nice run by Brooks. And now taking himself once again, and this time he is in for the touchdown. Brooks, a cornerstone of this drive for the Raiders. And so a combination of good play by Richardson, airing this football out multiple times, but then once we got close to the red zone, these Raiders moving the ball efficiently in the run game. We talked about the importance of both of those two things combined for this team. And this one will hit the upright. No good. And so, even after the touchdown, the Raiders do lead or trail by 1. It is 7-6 with 3:49 left to go here on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard, a touchdown by Sawyer Brooks. And this Raider team is feeling some momentum, trying to not mount the comeback, but to pull off the upset here tonight. We'll head to a commercial break and be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
Wirtz & Company of Wisconsin Rapids is ready to construct your dreams. Wirtz & Company will give you peace of mind with that much-needed roof repair. Have a remodeled dream for what used to be your favorite room in the house? Living area, kitchen, bath, bedroom. If you can dream it, Wirtz & Company will make it come true. Wirtz & Company will also build your next home. Wirtz & Company of Wisconsin Rapids, 715-213-1281, and Wirtz & Company on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Wisconsin Rapids as we're just about to kick things off here for what will be the second New Richmond Tigers drive, 7-6. A touchdown run by Sawyer Brooks after he got it all the way to that point for Rapids. He was able to punch it in. Another good return and almost breaking free as we see a second straight excellent return. I believe it was Jackson Schroeder. Or excuse me, it was Kagan Langness, according to the public address announcer. Couldn't quite see who that tackle was made by, but it saved a touchdown. Special teams, though, is going to be big for this Rapids team, as we've got a little bit of a Devin Hester situation on our hands here. We'll see what they decide to do if they want to avoid kicking it to him throughout the rest of this game. Returning it to the 25, the first drive, and then returning it all the way back in Rapids territory again. The second drive is a nice tackle made that time. Did the ball come out? And they will say he was down. But Carter Karbowski was the one that made the play that time. A big impact play for him to force a 2nd and 12. And it's a difficult thing when you're a team like the Tigers. Every single team has you circled on their list in their schedule to start off the season, and got a hungry Rapids team, hungry for a win, as taking this one, falling forward for a gain of about 4 or 5. On that play is Whittick. And we're seeing a player here come up a little gimpy, Aspen Tritz, as he got up immediately, but you see a little bit of a limp coming from him as he will now come off the field. Trying to run off, but he is having some problems, so we'll take a look at him. So we'll check on Tritz throughout the course of this game as Gathers came in for him, and now running to the near side of the field, breaking free for a gain of about 25 on that one, is Austin Whittick.
Austin Whittick on the carry for the Tigers.
All the way to about the 17-yard line.
Carry is good for the Tigers, first down.
And so Whittick, if you're doing your tally at home, already at about 55 yards on the night. Able to break his team out of a 3rd and long. And so now on first down, taking it himself is Stelricht, as he will get close to the line to gain on first down.
Number 12.
As the Tigers start rolling here again, they're back within the 10-yard line. Tigers have been one of the best red zone teams this season.
Second down and 1 from the 8.
Couple substitutions coming in for the Tigers, as they'll get their battle orders on this 2nd and 1. Again, head coach Reggie Larson for this Tigers team. He has led a very good squad throughout the course of this season. And handing this one off once again, Whittick. He will make his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Make that 62 yards on the game for Austin Whittick, and both touchdowns, as he continues to be that main guy for the Tigers, and it's 13-6. as they will go for another point after touchdown. Big luxury for any team in this area to have a bona fide kicker on your team, as this one is up and through the uprights. And so that will make it a 14-6 game here from Wisconsin Rapids. The New Richmond Tigers start off with another good bout of field position at around the 40-yard line. They make quick work of it. Had a little bit of a hiccup there on 3rd and long, but they are able to break out of it from Whittick, and he brings them all the way down the field. And we'll stay with you here on this one to remind you that you should check out boundwisconsin.com for scores, standings, stats, and written content throughout the week. I get my stats from boundwisconsin.com, and you can too. And also, Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They're now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. And so, this Wisconsin Rapids team is going to have to find a way to stop the run. And by stop the run, I should say slow it down, as this Tigers team's been running over teams all season long. And it looks like there was a penalty against this Tigers team. They'll have to move back a few yards and kick it again. Not sure what that was. Maybe just a player starting early. Maybe a player that had an illegal formation. And it was offside. And so this Raiders team has to keep their foot on the gas if their future drives or anything like that first one. They certainly can continue to stay in this game and could have a shootout on our hands if that remains the case. But again, we've seen throughout the course of this season, consistency has been a little bit of a problem for this Raider team. They're going to have to find a way to consistently score points throughout the course of this one. Is pretty good return once again for the Raiders, getting to their own 40-yard line. And so they'll trot their team back out after it was really the Sawyer Brooks show near the end. Saw some good plays by Owen Richardson, including one big throw that set things up around the 40-yard line. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the drive. And again, we see that size, like I mentioned, 6'1", 200 and 6'1", 200 for the junior and the senior, both showing that power as running to the near side, trying to make a cut, and able to get about 4 yards on that play, maybe closer to 3.
Number 8, Sawyer Brooks on the carry, tackled by number 5.
It'll be big for this Raiders team to not just avoid those negative plays, but also to stay fundamentally sound. So far we've seen no penalties for this Rapids team, and hope I didn't just do the announcer's jinx there. But we have a 2nd and 7, as this might be the last play here of the first quarter. And before we get that last play of the first quarter, there'll be a timeout here by New Richmond. And so we'll take another opportunity here to thank some of our sponsors, one of those being Wirtz & Company of Wisconsin Rapids. They're ready to construct your dreams. If you can dream it, Wirtz & Company will make it come true. Wirtz & Company of Wisconsin Rapids, 715-213-1281. That is 715-213-1281. And Wirtz & Company on Facebook. Metalco in Wisconsin Rapids is one of North America's largest aluminum belay and slab producers. Come get to know Metalco and how their mission, visions, and values set them apart. Find your job at Metalco and apply online at metalco.com. For over 90 years, Valley's Community Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. Local, trusted, and strong. Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first. Federally insured by NCUA. And so potentially the final play, like I said, of the first quarter upcoming here on 2nd and 7 for the Raiders. Richardson has Brooks to his right once more. We got motion by Mansell. And now running, splitting defenders, trying to break free, and he's going to. He's got daylight. Touchdown! What a run by Sawyer Brooks. And he's going toe-to-toe with Austin Whittick early in this one. 14-12. And we'll see if the Raiders try to go for two and tie this one up. But an absolutely electrifying run for Sawyer Brooks. As we've got some t-shirts being shot up into the crowd. Everyone's ecstatic on the sideline here and in the stands. And that was a run of about 45 yards. Actually 55 yards, I should say, for Brooks. They are going to try and go for two to tie up this one. More motion by Mansell, throwing into the corner and coming down with it. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. Bryson Springer was the one to catch the two-point conversion.
Two-point conversion is good by number 17, Bryson Springer.
And it is tied right now at 14 here in the first quarter. And we'll stay with you since we've got the first quarter break coming up in about a play here to break this down. So Brooks sees Whittick 62 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and raises him one. And I didn't do all the calculations on that first drive by Brooks, but I would guess he's got right around 80 or 90 already in this one after that run. And so you see this all the time. Players elevating their play when they see greatness on the other side of the ball. And we've seen Brooks all season long play the way he's played in this one, and it just takes a little bit of that chip on your shoulder to elevate things and understand that you, alongside your quarterback, have to put the team on your back. And this team is fired up, as this one will be returned by New Richmond. And this time they don't get quite as far, but still get down to around the 45 or 46 yard line. And so far, every single one of these kicks has been returned further than what the penalty would be for kicking the ball out of bounds. So we'll have to see what Rapids decides to do the next time they kick the ball off. But we have one more play here with 4 seconds left to go in the first quarter, tied at 1 here on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. We got a good one early, shaping up to potentially be a shootout. Stelrecht, he will hand this one off to Whittick, and stopped after a gain of about 3 or 4. That will do it here for the first quarter. And so we will take a break here on Zaleski Sports, and not a lot of time, not a space for these two teams to have to change, about 2 yards to the other end of the field, but we'll do the same thing here, take a timeout, and be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded high-bred mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
Infinity Exteriors is installing peace of mind with roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality you can trust. Scoreboard watch here, the number 2 team versus the number 8 team here on the game of the week on Zaleski. Amherst and Stratford currently knotted up at 7. And so if you are going to do the makeshift multi-view and watch one on your phone, watch one on your laptop, that's probably the next one to turn to as you're watching this one. And a 20-yard run as Party in the USA keeps playing in the background before eventually turning off. Whittick with another nice run here to pick up another gain of about 20 yards.
Number 1, Austin Whittick on the carry, tackled by number 8, Sawyer Brooks. Carry is good for a Tigers first down.
And he is tackled by Sawyer Brooks, who just ran for the touchdown on the other end of the field. This defense trying to help the offense out a little bit here. Hard to score every drive. And so taking it to the near side of the field, getting some space, eventually being tackled down at around the 12-yard line. But it looked like that one was Luke Quaid on the end around.
By number 16, Braden Yeski.
Excuse me, that was number 16, not number 14. So Braden Yeski was the one to pick that up. And so another first down here now to the 13-yard line. Once again, Tigers moving quickly and efficiently down the field. Handing this one off to Whittick, and he is in for another Tiger touchdown. That was a run of 12. Make that 94 yards and 3 touchdowns for Whittick already in this game. Absolute domination on the offensive side of the ball. And just continuing to make things difficult here for a Rapids team that's stayed in it so far. And the extra point attempt coming here now for the Tigers. And this one will be up and through. And so 21-14 after just a minute goes by in quarter number 2. We're going to have a lot of points on our hands here tonight. From Wisconsin Rapids, you're watching Zaleski Sports.
Northwoods Windows has been helping homeowners all over central and northern Wisconsin with replacement windows, patio entry doors, and more. We've done installations in over 10,000 homes, including cottages, churches, and businesses. Our installers are trained, experienced professionals, and we're an authorized dealer of home improvement products from some of the top manufacturers. We offer free in-home consultations, no-pressure sales, honest pricing, and a job well done. Contact Northwood Windows today and see why you should choose us.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. So far, a total of 13 game minutes have come off the clock and 35 points have been scored between these two teams. 21-14 in favor of the Tigers. If you're just joining us, it's been a good one so far. Hate to say it, but you've missed a lot if you're just tuning in. I would recommend rewinding here on YouTube and catching up during the breaks.
Encroachment, receiving team. Flag penalty.
And there was an encroachment on a kickoff. Can't remember the last time I've seen that. And so the Tigers will get to move things all the way up to the 45-yard line to kick it off. Every once in a while you get something on your bingo card of something you've never called before, and an encroachment on a kickoff, something I've never seen. And a tough one to field. Did he touch that one? He did not. Honestly, might have worked out for the best for him, because if he had touched it, it might have gone past him still for a fumble. And so he's able to get the touchback. And so with the ball, I believe that makes it the 25. Or is it the 20? It is the 20. You don't see very many touchbacks in high school football. Had to remind myself. So the 20-yard line. And so we'll see what the Raiders can do here with the worst field position either team's had in this game by far. The next closest was the 40-yard line on the second drive for the Raiders. Richardson will fake it and hand it off to Brooks. And the ball's loose. And who got it? It is Tiger ball. A huge mistake by the Raiders. And Brooks, after carrying the team early on in this game, gives up the ball deep in their own territory, and that touchback comes back to haunt them even more with that turnover. And this is now the fourth drive of 4 that the Tigers have started within their own 45-yard line, and 2 of them now have started at or within the 25. Taking it himself this time is Stelrecht, and he will be forced out of bounds just beyond the 10-yard line.
Nick Stelrecht on the quarterback keeper, pushed out of bounds by number 21, Chase Zephers.
And so first down at the 11-yard line.
Carry is good for a Tigers first
And I
down.
apologize, it is Nick Stelreich. My apologies on that one. Handing this one off, making one cut, forcing it into the corner, and can you guess who it was? Austin Whittick runs for another 11 yards. Put it down on your tallies, 105 yards, 4 touchdowns, and we have 10:35 remaining in the second quarter. 27-14 on the scoreboard. As they will gear up now for the extra point kick. This is just incredible to watch early on here in this game. And that one is up and through.
Extra point by number 85.
And so we will send things to another commercial break. It is 28-14, 4 touchdowns for Austin Whittick so far in this one here on Zaleski Sports.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
Welcome back here to Zaleski Sports, as we are seeing some incredible work from Austin Whittick. Over 100 yards so far in this one already with 4 touchdowns. A return here for the Raiders. That one will go to about the 28-29 yard line.
Number 33, Latrell Rogers.
And so we'll see how the Raiders bounce back. Important to remember that this Raiders team does have the ball after the half. And I've been doing my research throughout the course of the last few minutes. I'm not seeing a official record or anything that was written down or put in statistics for most rushing touchdowns in one half. So it's going to be difficult to put a tally on whether or not we're going to get close here tonight. As cutting back up here is Brooks trying to make up for that fumble on the last possession. And he will be stopped right around the line to gain, or line of scrimmage, I should say, excuse me. 13-7 Stratford, if you're watching that one. Game of the week on Zaleski Sports. Stratford number 8, Amherst number 2. We have a 2nd and 10 here with 10 minutes and counting left to go in this first half. Richardson running to the near side. He'll loft this one and doesn't quite get it to his receiver. That one was intended for Jacob Mansell, and it was just a little too far, led to the near side.
Intended for number
And so that will set up a 3rd and long here within Rapids territory.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And that will help the Raiders out, roughing the passer against Richardson. And so can't say that the Raiders were bailed out there because they still had an opportunity on 3rd and long to make something happen, but certainly made things easier for them as they pick up the 1st down through the penalty. And they have the ball at the 43-yard line. Richardson once more with Brooks to his left. They'll hand it off to Brooks. Stiff arms a couple defenders before being met right around midfield. And so a nice pickup on 1st down. They'll put it closer to the 50, so a gain of 7.
Brooks. Tackled by number 8 for the Tigers, Dylan Alvin.
And so the Raiders have a important factor that is to their advantage, of course. That is the fact that they are a very well-balanced team, running the ball as well as they are with Brooks, but Richardson can throw the ball deep as well. So as long as you have that option and the opportunity to keep that defense on their toes, you can play well consistently throughout the game on offense. But when you have that kind of pressure, it makes things difficult. It's turning a 2nd and 3 all the way into a 3rd and about 12 or 13. That was a sack of about 10 yards on that one.
Sacked on the play by number 25, Noah Zenon.
And it was Noah Zenon who was able to, I mean, there was no one that even touched him on that play. And just one of those difficult decisions there as a quarterback. You've got a guy on you so quickly. You got to try and find a way to force that one out of bounds, but you don't want to risk it going not far enough and landing in someone's hands, and it's just a difficult decision. But when you roll out to one or the other side trying to break free, you end up getting sacked for that many yards. And that sets up the 3rd and very long after they were in much better shape to start off that 2nd and 3. And so a timeout called here by the Raiders. And we'd like to thank Ritchie Funeral Home for being a sponsor of Zaleski Sports. They've been serving family after family in Nakusa and Wisconsin Rapids since 1957. Find the very best in personal service at Ritchie Funeral Home or find them online at ritchiefuneralhome.com. That is Ritchie, spelled R-I-T-C-H-A-Y, funeralhome.com. And also Econ Electric is your local residential, commercial, and industrial electrical service provider. Since 1970, people have turned to Econ Electric. That's Econ Electric in Wisconsin Rapids. Also Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. And so the Raiders work to do, down 14, 8:06 left to go in the 2nd quarter, and they've got a 3rd and 14 on their hands after an 11-yard sack by Zanin. Having to dump this one off. Can he get the blocks? And he doesn't even get to the original line of scrimmage. It'll set up about a 4th and 10.
Pass to number 1, J.D. Wiley.
And so the Raiders can't imagine they would take this risk here. Although Richardson is heading back into the huddle, they understand it's going to be really difficult to stop these Tigers for even 1 or 2 possessions in this game, the way they are running the football. And so it looks like they are going to go for it here on 4th and 10 from within their own territory. One receiver out wide, and instead they will decide to punt it. And even for that situation, just really difficult to make a decision to go for it from that area of the field. They decide to go for it. They decide to take the punt. And so the 30-ish, 31-yard line is now the worst field position that the Tigers have started with this entire game. That shows how well they've done on special teams and picked up a turnover as well earlier on at the start of the second quarter. And so, heading back out onto the field is Austin Whittick. If you're just joining us, 105 yards and 4 TDs already in this game. 7:10 to go here in the second quarter. On the Key Savings Bank scoreboard, it's 28-14. Whittick will take it himself once again, and this time a pickup of about 3 yards.
Austin Whittick on the carry for the Tigers. Tackle made by number 4, Noah Baria, along with number 5.
And it looks like we have an injured player on the field here for the Tigers. And he fell down pretty quickly. He has not been moving much, and so we will take a step aside here as they check in on him and be back on Zaleski Sports.
If you ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
Well, welcome back to Zaleski Sports as we see a very positive sign considering what just happened on the field as Luke Quaid, the junior wide receiver for this Tigers team, was down, and for a moment there he wasn't moving at all. Potentially it was just kind of to make sure he was safe and that there wasn't anything that would be further damage if he did move. So thankfully he got up after that point and he will be checked out, but the fact that he was able to get off the field pretty much under his own power is a very positive sign. So nothing but the best for Luke Quaid as we'll check on his condition throughout the course of this one. Throwing this one now to the far side of the field, breaking free, and he is trying to outrace the next defender. He's got one to beat, and he will get chopped down right around the 3-yard line. And what a run by Braden Yeski, bringing things all the way now to the right around the 1-yard line.
First and goal for the Tigers from the Wisconsin.
And what are the odds we see a 5th touchdown run for Austin Whittick? We do have a I formation here. See if we get any action for that fullback. And it looks like it's actually going to be a wildcat potentially, as taking it himself, running in and plunging in. Austin Whittick with 5 touchdowns in the first half. This one, a 1-yard touchdown. We've seen pretty much all kinds for him so far here tonight. Broke off a long one early on, ran for about a 10 or 15 one at one point, and he's had a 3 and a 1 now. He can score from pretty much anywhere on the field. And wish we had an official stat book to look at, because this is truly incredible what we're seeing here tonight so far from Austin Whittick, as they'll go for this extra point and up and through to make it 35-14 here, as it's been an absolute offensive onslaught for the New Richmond Tigers here tonight, as we still have about 6:41 to go in quarter number 2. We'll be back in a few moments here on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, a great rate isn't new or trendy. Our Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield since 2011. earning customers over $20 million in interest. Join your friends and neighbors in experiencing real rewards checking and get excited to earn 3% more. See terms and apply at NicoletBank.com. Nicolet Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Well, welcome back here to Zaleski Sports. And if you had Austin Whittick on your Central Wisconsin High School Football Fantasy League, you're having a good night. As we're turning this one just past the 30-yard line to about the 33, and the Raiders will head back out on offense.
On the kickoff return from the Red Raiders.
And so we'll have to see how the Raiders respond. They were able to tie this one up at 14 at one point, but then all it took was another long offensive drive for the Tigers, and then the turnover really was the killer for them. And on top of that, they then had a opportunity to still get back into it, but then a brutal sack. They had a 2nd and 3, but then a sack of about 11 yards completely changed that drive for them as they were looking to try and drive and cut it back to a 7-point game, which would have given them a good amount of momentum given the fact that they did get the ball after the half. And now they're all of a sudden facing 3-possession game, and that's what this Tigers offense will do. Again, 6:31 left to go in the second quarter here on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. Richardson will drop back, runs to his right, and he will throw this one, and not there for the intended receiver. Bryson Spranger was there, but looked like there was about 3 other Tigers in the area that had just as good of a chance at that one as Spranger did. Had that ball been on him, honestly, it might have been worse. So that one was a pretty dangerous throw. And talking things over here, if you're tuning into the Zaleski Sports Game of the Week, Amherst getting locked up by that Stratford defense. They just punted it away again, down 19-7 as this number 8 team looking to upset the number 2 team late in the second quarter. And a timeout will be called here by the Raiders as they'll go over their battle orders here on 2nd and 10. I'd like to thank Nakusa Port Edward State Bank. They proudly support our local athletes and their families. From business to personal banking and everywhere in between, let Nakusa Port Edward State Bank work for you. Also, shedsdelivered.com is your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. See their display lots in Marshfield, Medford, and Wisconsin Rapids, and get more information at shedsdelivered.com. And also Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. So again, we've got a 2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line. Throwing this one, trying to get it into that sideline. It would have been a difficult catch either way, but just a little bit too far. Once again, trying to get to Bryson Spranger. And that's a tough one to try and put it up and over into the basket. Chased by that defender, pretty good coverage. And so now we have a 3rd and long. Once again from inside of Rapids territory. And it's been a lot of good festivities here tonight so far, including senior night. Sure, a lot of other festivities going on at the halftime break. Dropping back here on 3rd and 10. They've got a potential open receiver and able to catch that one somehow for the first down. A miraculous play And it looks like that time it was Cohen Lehman that was able to get his hands on that one. Tipped up in the air in dangerous territory to potentially be intercepted, but then winds up in the hands of Lehman for the first down. Or did they not give him the first down? And now it is first down. I was going to be confused by that one because it looked like when he dove, he was, even when he got to the ground, even if there had been a bobble of the ball, he was at least a yard past that point. And so they do eventually give him the first, right around the 43-yard line. Just under 6 to go here in the first half. Motion to the far side of the field, dropping back, able to escape pressure is Richardson. Sidesteps one more defender, eventually wrestled down around the 42-yard line. Owen Richardson, looking like Anthony Richardson out there. His 6'1", 200-pound frame, once again, being a big factor here for this Rapids team.
Carry is good for Wisconsin Rapids. First down at the Tiger 41.
And so the Raiders are back into Tiger territory. And the last time they got right around midfield, they weren't quite able to get past it. They have to find a way to finish these drives on the offensive side of the ball. Owen Richardson once again dropping back as he gets sacked about 4 or 5 yards back behind the line.
Richardson sacked by number 25, Noah Zena.
And those, like I mentioned, one of the major reasons why they were able to have this game tied at 14 early on and have that success on those first couple of drives. They were able to consistently work down the field. Even if there wasn't a necessarily spectacular play, they were still able to pick up 2 or 3. And now you get a sack, you're forced to get a 6 or 7 yard reception just to get this one back into manageable territory on third down. Richardson once again breaking free, and he is able to get those yards to at least make it a manageable third down. All the way to the 37-yard line.
Again on the quarterback keeper, tackled by number 44, Dane Lease.
And so this will be a big third down. Imagine it is four down territory for the Raiders at this stage. And it looks like the Tigers are gearing up to try and show some pressure at the very least, and they will hand this one, trying to slice through this line and able to pick up about 2 or 3. They saw that play coming a mile away, and they saw how much pressure was going to be forced up the middle. They tried to break past that initial line, because if he had been able to get past them somehow, that could have been a breakaway. But there was a couple guys getting a hand on him. And this will set up a 4th and 3. Big play here for the Raiders, throwing it quickly to the near side and able to make the double move and dive forward for a gain of about 5 to pick up the first down. Another sigh of relief here for the Raiders. 19-7 at the half on the Zaleski Sports Game of the Week. Stratford still on top over Amherst. .250 and counting here for the Raiders. They're certainly in no rush to try and get this ball back to the Tigers. They are hoping that they can find a way to simultaneously, actually they are going deep with it and not able to get there. I was going to say they're trying to simultaneously ensure they get this ball in the end zone, but also try and be the last team to touch it before this half break. But now that they have one incomplete pass here, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that without scoring quickly. Either way, getting a touchdown here is the priority. You got Lehman, the lone receiver, out wide there on the far side. Now motion from Rogers. Dropping back is Richardson, and he can't quite escape the pressure. Was he able to? No, they're going to say he was down. And again, just a huge sack on a play like that. Although it was a loss of only about 3 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and long. And it looks like it is going to be a timeout taken by New Richmond. So a smart decision there for them, understanding if this is another sack or if they're not able to get this first down, they might still have an opportunity to go all the way down the field themselves. Still 2:31 left to go in the half. Next Step Prosthetics is providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. Zaleski Sports also brought to you by Rapid Sheet Metal. Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling places your comfort at home as their highest priority. Give them a call or find them online at rapidsheetmetal.com. Get the best tire prices period during the factory direct tire sale at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Up to $200 back by online or mail-in rebate on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. On now at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. 3rd and long. These next couple plays might decide how the rest of this game could go. Still plenty of game left to go, but 3-possession game here. Raiders trying to get back into it. And all they can do there is get the ball caught right around the line of scrimmage. And another timeout will be called now by the Tigers. We'll see what the Raiders decide to do. At this stage, they're right around the 30-yard line. And down the way they are, they might just try and go for broke and get this first down somehow. Because even if you don't know if you're going to get it, I mean, you're at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a pretty short punt if you try and punt this one away. And you know that the way this offense is going, the difference of about 30 yards if you try and punt it is not that much, especially with how much time is still left on the clock. Fill your home with the best from Home Furniture, with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and Post Road in Plover. Check them out today. And so, New Richmond has used all of their timeouts, and so it will be hurry-up mode for them if they're able to get this ball back. Richardson lined up with a back to his right. That's once again Sawyer Brooks. Dropping back is Richardson, and he is trying to go deep with it. He's got a receiver, and he dropped it. He dropped it. Wide open daylight touchdown. The ball landing in his breadbasket in the end zone. Potentially could have changed the dynamic of this game. If you get that touchdown, make it a 2-possession game and somehow stop the Tigers on that last 2 or so minutes, you potentially make something happen. You get the ball after the half and it completely changes the complexion of this game. And certainly tough for that player to have the ball in his hands and lose it. But great to see his teammates picking him back up after that one. But now New Richmond has 2:15, a lot of time still on their hands to try and get this one down the field. And just like that, 13-yard, 14-yard gain on first down. And again, of course, worth noting, the few seconds you get to set the ball and run the clock. And so you get the benefit of that as well in high school sports. And dropping back here, going deep with it is Stelreicht, and a little too far and unbelievable at this level to overthrow that ball, I gotta say. He threw that ball from the 40-yard line with Whittick potentially the receiver of that ball. He would have been open had it been on him, and to have a receiving touchdown on top of what he's already done in this half would have been unbelievable. But again, obviously Stelreicht would have loved to have that ball, but still unbelievable to overthrow about a 60-yard pass. Is now stopped right around the line to set up a 3rd and long now. And 1:30-ish now on the clock. And looks like New Richmond now is all of a sudden not in much of a rush to get this ball set and run this play. And now a flag will be thrown. And looks like it's going to be a false start on the Tigers.
Still 3rd down.
And so all of a sudden Rapids sees an opportunity here. About the 15-yard line, the clock now continues to run. Are they trying to take a few more seconds off the clock by using that false start glitch? It's now under pressure, lofting this ball up, and he had to let that ball early. Whittick expecting the ball further down the field. Obviously can't expect him to see where that ball was going to wind up, and so he ran right past it. And a 4th and long. 1:02 left to go. All of a sudden, a timeout left now for the Raiders, and they're going to try and work their way down the field. Or I shouldn't say work their way down the field. They'll have to score fairly quickly. But we'll see what they can do now, trying to overcome this deficit. Had a tough drop on that last possession. See what they can do here. And now another flag's going to be thrown. And see who that's on. Regardless of who it's on, it won't affect much besides getting the ball a few more yards down the field.
Illegal substitution. Red. 12 players on the field.
12 players on the field for red, apparently.
Still 4th down.
And so it'll be 4th down, and it'll be moved back to around the original line of scrimmage. Won't change much except getting the ball a few more yards down the field. Looks like it's potentially Caden Shalinski ready to return this one for the Raiders. And we'll see if the Tigers, with so little time left, will even give him that chance. And they will, but it will be fair caught at around the 25, 26-yard line, not wanting the Tigers to get another possession deep in territory. So trying to get the ball about 74 yards down the field. 1 timeout still left, but they'll have to move quickly and efficiently and get some balls out of bounds if they're going to make something happen here before the half's over.
First and 10, Wisconsin Rapids from their 26-yard line.
Richardson can air the ball out, and he's got almost looks like a one-on-one on this near side of the field, and now he's going to get some help over there, but still able to get this ball to the near side of the field, and we got another drop for these Raiders. That one intended for Bryson Spranger. It's a tough one when you're cutting to that near side of the field. You know you're being chased by multiple defenders. You're getting close at least to the sideline, trying to make sure your feet are in bounds and all of that. And that ball not necessarily directly on him, a good throw considering where he was trying to place it. But all those factors make it difficult to make that catch. And we'll see Spranger again on that near side. We'll see what he can do on this possession, on this play. 50 left to go now in the first half. Throwing this one fairly deep and overthrowing him this time. As that time it was Lehman that was wide open down the field, would have gone to at least the 50 on that play. So we're seeing a few missed opportunities to start off this drive and to finish off the last one offensively for the Raiders. We're seeing that momentum. It was very similar to what we saw in the Marshfield game offensively, where first 2 possessions scored touchdowns and then kind of lost momentum, fell silent, and just haven't really been able to get their land legs offensively. And this time they'll hand it off. Brooks and he will be stopped, and that's most likely going to do it here for the first half.
Number 8, Sawyer Brooks on the carry for Wisconsin Rapids. Tackle made by number 5, Jamison Unger.
And so we saw a dominant first half for these New Richmond Tigers, highlighted by 110 yards and 5 touchdowns in one half for Austin Whittick. And I'll go ahead and say it now, a lot is going to have to happen for another player for Whittick to be or not be the interview after the game. Of course, crazier things have happened in high school football. As the Raiders will get the ball after the half, they're going to try and mount a comeback coming out of the locker room. But we've got about a 17-minute break, it looks like, for the half. There's plenty of extra festivities here tonight in Wisconsin Rapids. And so we'll send things over to one of our Zaleski presentations and be back shortly before the start of the second half to talk through what needs to happen for both of these two teams to try and secure a victory.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hard Knocks on Zaleski Sports is presented by Security Health Plan. SecurityHealth.org is your portal to find your plan, a doctor, prescription tools, and more. For 24/7 access and all the tools and resources needed to improve your well-being, right at your fingertips, visit SecurityHealth.org.
New year for St. Mary Catholic Zephers football means a new opportunity to improve on their 1-8 record from last year. In 2025, the team is practically unrecognizable compared to 2024. And perhaps the biggest difference for Zephers football, the coaching staff, led now by head coach Rob Detterman, offensive coordinator Brian Keller, and defensive coordinator Earl Peterson. But there are some familiar faces. Senior quarterback Maddox Dwyer returning for one more year, hoping to lead his Zephers to a different result than last year.
I mean, I just want our team to get better in general. Like past years, we kind of got a bad image built on us. Hasn't been the best since going back to 11-man. And this year we got new coaching staff, so they're helping me. They're helping the team get better. So I think overall we just want to, like, building steps. Like, we want to work our way up. Obviously, we know we're not going to be there right away, but little by little, we're working on fundamentals, which for me is really important because I know past years it's always been like my footing, which has been wrong. And now this year, I'm already seeing improvements with it. I'm getting the ball out quicker, getting the ball out farther. So overall, it's just the fundamentals and building up to the goal where we want to be and get to playoffs, hopefully get to state. Well, we are going to get to state. So it's just going to be lots of fun. It's going to be a fun journey.
New coach this year. Tell us about that.
This year, we're really breaking down the game more with them. We're going more to just fundamentals. We're going to run the ball a lot more. We're going to have big plays, but we're going to also go for more like short passes. We're going to play situational football, controlled time of possession, which they're really big on. And the defensive side, don't play defense, but the defensive side of the ball, I know they're working really hard. None of them are scared this year to hit it all. Our coaches are doing them right. And just even things like special teams, they're really getting us sharp on and putting in a lot of work, just reps, reps, reps.
New head coach Rob Detterman, a resident of the St. Mary's community for the past 5 years, says that despite all the changes that have come to St. Mary's football, the expectations, at least within the organization, are no different.
Expectations outside our program probably aren't going to be real high, but inside they are. We have a lot of talent, we have a lot of energy, a lot of people working really hard. And it's been that way since March 10th when we started the weight program. We've had good attendance, about 40 kids in on every day out of 55 on the team. That's really great. So when we're working out here, the effort's been really good all summer. The attendance has been great. So that's raised our expectations, and the reality is it's going to pay off. I don't think I could have came in with a better class of seniors. Honestly, these guys are willing to do whatever we asked. We've asked a lot of different things of them. We do little things, little discipline things like our lockers. You know, before they had no locker room rules, but our lockers, if you walk in the locker room after practice, will look identical. Every helmet will be on the same hook. Every shoulder pad will be turned the same way. Every gloves will be in the same place. Everything will look the same. And these kids, no pushback at all. They've jumped right on it. They've done everything we asked them to do as leaders.
Those leaders on the Zephers are known as conductors.
Conductors!
I'd like Carter Pendergast to stand up over here. Guys, we need more people like him. Every time we're missing someone on offense, no matter what position, I turn around, he's standing by coach, I say we need someone. He raises his hand, gets in there, no matter if it's varsity, JV, he's always ready to go. We need everyone to be like that, all right? That's how you get coach's attention. That's how you earn yourself more reps and play time.
Hey, let's get a horn for Carter. Carter.
At the end of practice, conductors are given the opportunity to shout out the efforts of their teammates, and sometimes, oftentimes, give them a horn.
Give a horn for Gibby. Horn. Horn. Horn.
There we go. There we go.
And even with the first game of the season still over a week away, the Zephers are completely focused on beating Amherst.
Charge him up. Charge
Let's
him
go,
up.
Hey, beat the Falcons on me. Beat the Falcons on 3.
1, 2, 3. Beat the Falcons.
But before they can get a crack at the Falcons, the Zephers have a scrimmage to play. It was a beautiful morning for some football in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and finally excited to get the opportunity to hit somebody else, the Zephers brought the fire with them. JV offense will get a first crack at it. Junior Carlos Verhoff getting the handoff from quarterback Nolan Keller makes a nice move for a good gain here on this first play. Then Gus Clark gets his number called on the next play for a touchdown. The varsity got their turn next.
Hit on me! Hit on 3! 1, 2, 3, hit!
A couple real nice defensive highlights here as senior Mason Wagner getting the interception here. And again here. Coach Peterson and defensive assistant Adam Dwyer had encouraging words for the varsity defense on the sideline after that.
Now that you spent like 10 minutes figuring out that you could just do what you have to do, it's getting a little easier, right?
Yes, Coach.
Slow the game down, stay in your zones, just continue to do those things.
Don't overcommit, boys.
Yeah, don't get sloppy, right? Why are you like 4? Like, look how easy 6 looks, right? Now we're rotating over. See how fun it is on the D-line? You're getting free in there, right? Keep doing what we can do.
We're not blitzing, right?
No, you don't have to blitz. Hey, you got 1 touchdown on the first drive.
See what happens when you trust your teammates, right? And play simple, right? Like, I know it's getting exciting, we're making big plays, but you didn't do that by being out of place, right?
Flat out.
Over to the offensive side of the ball, and Maddox Dwyer threading the needle for a nice pass to Tarver Trinkner, who takes it to the house for a touchdown, and the crowd goes wild. At the end of the scrimmage, Coach Detterman had a lot of good things to say about his team's efforts.
Toughness is something we wanted to build here, right? Toughness is grit, coach. And it's viewable to the outside now, right? Now we got to learn from this and take a step forward, which we could do. But man, the effort was great today. We're very proud of that. We're going to fix the mistakes we get on film, right? That's what this is about, finding our mistakes, our weaknesses, and fixing them. And next week, it's on to Amherst, man. We're introducing ourselves to the world of Wisconsin high school football. We're not going to talk much here. Conductor's got anything?
Boys, who remember what a dragonfly symbolizes? New beginning. New beginning. Coach Detterman pointed out to me, while we were playing out there, they were all on top of us. They were following us, boys. That's a great start to the season. Awesome! Beat the Falcons on me! Beat the Falcons on 3!
1, 2, 3, beat the Falcons!
And 1 week later, it was time for Amherst. The Zephers arrived knowing that they faced an uphill battle. Falcons went 7-2 in last year's regular season, losing to Stratford in the second round of the playoffs, and are always a good football team. As soon as they get off the bus, the team takes a walk around the field, stopping at midfield to have a team prayer. And then it's time to get warmed up.
5, 6, 7,
Opening kickoff of the game, watch as Luke Fairweather takes this one for a nice return. Going to field this all the way out to the 42-yard line, but keep Fairweather in the back of your mind. I have a feeling we're going to see him again. The Zephers' first drive on offense would stall, but watch this punt coverage. George Voss making a nice shoestring tackle. He's just a sophomore, and we will be seeing more of him today, too. First possession on offense for the Falcons, and now here's junior running back Aiden Nerdahl taking it for a gain of about 20. George Voss making himself known yet again on this play, bringing down the runner for a loss of a yard or two. But the Falcons would rebound from that very quickly, as here is quarterback Michael Gladowski launching a rocket for a touchdown to wide receiver Sully Perkins. Extra point good, Falcons lead 7-0. Zephers with another shot on their second possession, and now here's Maddox Dwyer, hopeful to get a completion downfield, but instead finds Sully Perkins, who now showing off his hands on the defensive side of the ball. It would only take a few plays for the Falcons to find the end zone again. Aiden Nerdahl taking it for his first score of the day from 25 yards out. Coach Detterman had a few words for his team on the sideline after that.
It's not going to change how we care about each other. Now it's time to stay tight and bounce back. Respond right now, okay? It's time to get together. Do the things you've been practicing. Put the nerves aside. We're on the field. We're not going anywhere. Play hard. Just play hard.
Well, it would seem that Coach Detterman's words got through to his team, because remember Luke Fairweather? Watch him as he takes this kickoff for an even better return, this time going all the way to the house, and the Zephers are on board. Right back to work on defense for the Zephers, right back to work on offense for Michael Gladowski and the Falcons. Gladowski with a really nice run here. A couple plays later, now Gladowski rolling right, finds his wide receiver Callan Lusick for a first down. Coaches Detterman and Peterson want to talk it over on the sideline again.
Keep banging. Keep banging. Keep banging.
If
Good open field tackle.
We got to get hands on D-line, or if a linebacker's up, we got to get hands on that guy and peel him. If he's going inside, follow, squeeze so they can't pull. And then we got to defend the flats.
If we're in over, I still want Todd, you got the tailback, and you got to go.
Someone here.
Yeah, run. Okay? Basically, we're going to send 5 pressure, and then he's got to get pressure into his face. Make sense? Yeah. And try and blitz from 4 sides, so you can't look at 4. So find 4, blitz from that side.
But Falcons offense just keeps on rolling. Nerdahl punches it in for his second rushing touchdown of the day from about 10 yards out. Slope getting slippery for the Zephers here. Brought down in the backfield for a big loss, and then on the ensuing punting attempt, well, it's blocked, and the Falcons set themselves up with great field position for their next drive. The blocked punt would be the last play of the first quarter, and then just 2 plays later, Caden Jakouche hauling in a receiving touchdown, and the Falcons extend their lead.
This is it right now. Now we got to stop playing scared, and we got to go play football. Can we do that? Let's go. Come on, boys, let's go. We got to work. Hey, Zephers on me, Zephers on 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, Zephers.
A couple possessions later, it looks like the Falcons have a special teams gaffe of their own, but it turns into a defensive gaffe by the Zephers as Gladowski picks it up and runs all the way for a first down. Very next play, they go back to Mr. All-Reliable Aiden Nerdahl. He's going to pick up about 20 yards on this play, showing off that speed and toughness. And then just a few plays later, he gets his number called again, and he gets in the end zone again for the 3rd time tonight. Falcons now with a 33-7 lead. Zephers desperate for some offensive momentum. Here's junior running back Jacob Ernsting with a hard-earned 12 yards. 2 plays later, Dwyer looking for his wide receiver Tarver Trinkner downfield, but there's holding on the play. Zephers get a fresh set of downs. Trinkner would get the ball on the very next play and get it all the way down to the 20-yard line for the Zephers. But just when it looks like they've got something going, Dwyer strip sacked, Falcons fall on it, and bad vibes just keep going. Very next play, Gladowski downfield to Cal Lusick. This is a 30-yard pickup. And just to put an exclamation point on the first half, Aiden Nerdahl taking it in for his 4th rushing touchdown of the half. Dwyer would kneel out to end the half, and the Zephers go into halftime trailing 40-7.
What's happened is we've let ourselves get away from the little things we've worked on all summer, all through camp, right? A lot of those little details that we focus on in everyday drills in our Indy, right? We've gone back to old habits. We see people standing up at them. We don't do that. We see people not bringing their feet to their tackle or reaching and trying to arm tackle. These aren't things we practice on a daily basis. Have I ever given you guys my 3 F's of football? Have I ever told you guys this? 3 F's. I know, hand down. 3 F's. Fast, fearless, and for each other. That's the only way you can play football. That's it. Fast, fearless, and for each other.
Some rousing words from coaches Keller and Detterman, but the Falcons are going nowhere. Very first play of the half, Gladowski finds Sully Perkins with a perfect strike downfield. Perkins takes it the rest of the way for a 75-yard touchdown for Amherst. Falcons put their JV in, and the Zephyr defense responds. Here's a tackle for loss by Dominic Todd and George Voss. And here again, George Voss all by himself on this one. Zephyr's finally getting some positive plays on offense. Here's a little trickery. Tarver Trinkner takes this one down the far sideline for about 20 yards. Very next play, first highlight play of the game for senior running back Elliot Reichenbacher. Breaking tackles here, taking it all the way down to near the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Reichenbacher finishes the job, and the Zephers finally have an offensive touchdown. On their final drive of the game, the Zephers would have another positive play. This time it's Jacob Ernsting again, taking it for about 25 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. But that would just about do it. The Zephers take an opening night loss at the hands of the Amherst Falcons, 47-14, and they fall to 0-1. Here's what Coach Detterman had to say after the game.
So hard-fought loss tonight, Coach. You guys were able to put some points up on the board, though, so are there positives that you're going to be taking from this one going into next week?
There's some positives. I mean, our kids worked really hard to get here, and they played hard. We just ran into a buzzsaw tonight, very good team. We've got a lot of learning yet to do, and we kind of took a step backwards in some of that, but we have a great opportunity to take a step forward or 2 steps forward starting tomorrow. Our special teams look good. I mean, we did have a couple missteps there too, but for the most part, they look good. So first game, that's always a positive if your special teams look good. And we just need to improve a couple other things, and we'll be going in the right direction for next week. If you heard us at halftime, we were talking about the little things we work on Indy, or individual offense and individual defense. It kind of got away from us. We went back to some old habits, and we need to refocus on those and make sure that we can take them to the game, not just a practice field. So basics, right? front. Fundamentals win that. We got to stay focused on those and what they are and what our new fundamentals are.
Well, welcome back here to Wisconsin Rapids. As the video board over here on the far side of the field showing the Wisconsin Rapids water tower that looms in the distance, reminding us of where we are, and it's been a great place to call games all season long. I did the vast majority of the Assumption games here from this complex, and it's a great place to be. Very thankful to have our own cozy press box spot here, and as it gets a little bit cooler here tonight, dropping down to about 55 degrees, and it's going to continue to chill a little bit more as we are getting to the point where fall is finally fall here in Wisconsin Rapids, and New Richmond has come in and really made this place their own, especially on the offensive side of the ball, has 35 points compared to 14. They lead this one by 3 possessions, and there was a point where it was 14-14, and it all came down to one key takeaway that really shifted the momentum of this one. 14-14, a big 55-yard touchdown run by Sawyer Brooks at the end of the first quarter, and then a touchdown scored by the Tigers, a nice slow methodical drive down the field on that ensuing possession. And then after that, it was just an unfortunate situation where Sawyer Brooks lost the football and led to ball in the Tigers' hands again in their own territory at around the 25-yard line. That resulted in another touchdown. Just like that, it became a 2-possession game. And then a few penalties on the ensuing possessions, and an unfortunate drop pass resulted in the Raiders not really being able to get momentum back in this one. However, they do start with the ball here to start out this second half, and so they're trying to score a touchdown this first possession, make things interesting, as they are facing a team that's been very difficult to stop. And if you're just joining us, it has been an absolute beatdown from Austin Whittick. 110 yards, 5 touchdowns, all rushing the football in the first half. And those weren't all give-me's. There was a couple that were 1, 3, 5 yards. But there was one from about 15 to 20 yards out and one long touchdown run. That was the first one of the game. And that really set the stage for what we've seen so far on the scoreboard, here on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard, as the Raiders will get ready to receive the ball and will try to reignite this Raiders offense. This one will be returned at around the 17-yard line, cutting it back up to the near side of the field, getting some space, able to race past another defender to about the 51-yard line. As that was Chase Geathers. A nice return. It was at 29 that returned that one.
The 49, not the 51.
Oh, excuse me. Did I say 51? I thought I had said it was returned by number 21, Chase Geathers, but I must have said something along those lines. The ball is at the 49-yard line for a first down. Here for the Raiders, we'll see what they can do starting off the first half in Tiger territory and being wrestled to the ground after a gain of about 5 or maybe 4 on that play. They'll set up a 2nd and 6, and that's exactly what this team was able to do the first couple possessions, and that was really their recipe for success. You know, they had that long touchdown run, of course, by Brooks, but what really was the secret to them getting that first touchdown, it was a lot more of a slow, methodical drive down the field, and that all happened due to making sure every single play was positive. And those last couple drives of the half, it's really what did them in, was getting a few of those negative plays, a few of those penalties, and having to snap the ball with their backs against the wall on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, past the original line of scrimmage. Those were the things that really did them in. Has a couple of yards gained there by Sawyer Brooks to make it a 3rd and 2. And so potentially manageable yardage here for the Raiders to try and work with. Words of encouragement from the Tigers side over there as getting stonewalled here, trying to force his way forward, and Richardson, a 6'1", 200-pound junior, difficult to take down right up there at the line, and they're able to do so to make it a 4th and 2. And immediately, all of a sudden, a 4th and 2 where this is potentially the game, if I can be so bold as to say that, as the Raiders are going to have to try and find a way back into this one. Their first step is to score a touchdown on this first drive. And so Richardson under pressure, having to loft it up, and that one ends up out of bounds. Nothing they could do about that one as Richardson still on the ground as they'll run out to look at him. Injury timeout called here on the field, and as the trainer comes out to take a look at him, we'll take a break here on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Welcome back as we see some good news for Owen Richardson, at least at the very least he's able to get up and for the most part getting off the field under his own power, but definitely limping his way off the sideline. Looked like he's pointing to something around that front part of his right leg, or potentially the back part of his right leg. See if that might be a hamstring issue. Hopefully not for Richardson, but we'll keep an eye on him and wish nothing but the best for him. As able to muscle his way right around the line to gain. There is Stelreicht for the Tigers, and that will move the chains.
Tigers tackled by number 1, J.D. Weiland. Carry is good for a Tiger first down.
And so we saw the domination of Whittick in that first half. It looks like they are already going to be rolling with Tavian Brandt, at least for this drive. Try and preserve Whittick in this stage of the game, not wanting to risk any injury for him. And so tackle to the ground for a gain of maybe 2 on that play is Brandt. He's a senior for this team, 5'7", 155 for the Tigers. Coming off the field is Joshua Augustine. Take a breather. And so we still do see Stelreicht out there, as well as the majority of the offensive starters for the Tigers. But Whittick's 5 touchdowns in this game already is proven to be enough, as tackled once again at the line. And now Whittick will come back out there for a 3rd and long.
Noah Faria.
3rd and 6 officially, with about 8 to go here in the third quarter. For just joining us, 35-14 in favor of the Tigers here on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. And some motion there along the line. They will hand this one off to Whittick. He will truck over some defenders and pick up the first down. And that's how much trust they have in their running back to be able to hand the ball off to him on a 3rd and long situation and trust that he's going to get those yards.
Carry by number 1, Austin Whittick.
And so brings his lineup to 120 yards on the game, along with those touchdowns. And for the time being, he'll stay out there. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Tigers looking to build some drives that will run out the clock here in the late stages of this game. And there's another 4 yards on that play. So Reggie Larson been talking all season long about the importance of his team, really living and breathing football. Said when you are a New Richmond Tiger football player, it is 24/7, 365. Even when you're not playing or practicing, you are embodying what it means to be a member of this football team. And you see that spirit and that presence throughout everyone on this squad. As this one will be handed off once more to Whittick. And he's going to break free once again. Does he have another one in him? And he does. 31 yards for his 6th touchdown of the night. And if you had the over for 5 touchdowns on the game for Whittick, congratulations. 155, 6 touchdowns, absolute Madden mobile numbers for Austin Whittick so far here tonight. And this one splits the uprights 42-14 in favor of the New Richmond Tigers. And the same player responsible for all 6 so far here tonight. We'll be right back here on Zaleski Sports.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointments, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Well, the New Richmond Tigers letting it rock all night long so far here tonight, as Austin Whittick arrives and brings the fire and makes this crowd for their New Richmond Tigers come alive. And that's the last I'll use for references of that song that was just playing. The return coming here, able to get to about the 38-yard line, as the Raiders will come back out on offense, and a flag was thrown right around where that tackle was made. Not sure if there was some sort of illegal contact on the tackle. Certainly heard a sound. Not sure if that was a sound of two heads hitting or what it was. And it was a face mask on the play. And so that'll add 15 yards to the return, and the Raiders will once again start with the ball in Tiger territory to the 45-yard line. Williams Plumbing and Heating is locally owned and operated right here in Wisconsin Rapids. For all of your plumbing and heating needs, why look anywhere else? Call Williams Plumbing and Heating or find them online at williamsplumbingwr.com.
Red Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the Tigers' 45-yard line.
And so we do see Richardson back out there, which is phenomenal to see, as tackled after a gain of just about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. And Richardson, it's like he's limping again, having some trouble, and honestly surprised he was able to come back out onto the field. As the way he's walking, the way he was walking and limping, I can't really understand why they're keeping him out here right now. I got to be honest. With this current game situation, with the chances of coming away with this victory very slim at this stage. I mean, this kid's clearly very hurt. And he can barely run away from the pressure as this ball is going to be intercepted and falling down right around the 3-yard line. And the New Richmond Tigers pick up their second turnover of this game.
Brought down by number 17 for Wisconsin Rapids, Bryson Spraker.
And so, if I'm going to be completely honest, you can only hope that Richardson gets some assistance here now. And they get a backup in the game on that next possession. But I am not an athletic trainer. That's all I can say from just looking at what's happening on the field. He's just not able to move at all right now as the Tigers come back out on offense. And we continue to see Austin Whittick out onto the field as they'll continue to try and salt away this game. And so Whittick will take it once again. He'll pick up about 4 or 5 on the play.
Austin Whittick on the carry for the Tigers, brought down by number 60, Wyatt Youngworth.
And so the clock ticking below 5 minutes here in the third quarter on the Key Savings Bank scoreboard. If you're doing any scoreboard watching for our Zaleski Sports Game of the Week, 26-14 in favor of Stratford. They're looking to pull off the upset. It is a 2 versus 8 game in the ranking, so that difference not too severe, but it would be an upset nonetheless as this one's thrown to the far side of the field and able to pick up the first down after a gain of just about 10. And in the lights, in the darkness, getting a little bit difficult to see some of these numbers on the far side of the field.
Pass complete to number 80.
And that is number 80, Landon Harstad. Glad someone up here in the press box can see those orange numbers.
For a Tigers first down.
And so a first down at right around the 38-yard line. Stelreich will take it himself. Cuts up field and picks up about 4 more. And it looks like 5 for another good gain on first down.
Wyatt Youngworth. Gain of 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for the Tigers.
And so we do once again see Tavian Brandt back out there for the Tigers. So far the line at 160 and 6 touchdowns for Austin Whittick. Dropping back, throwing this one. Great job splitting those defenders and finding the player right in the middle of the field. And that was Carter Comroe. And another first down. Now getting into Raider territory. And you can just tell these Raider defensive players are definitely gassed out there on the field. They've been chasing down these running backs all game long.
First down, Tigers.
And now this long, slow, methodical drive for the Tigers makes it that much more difficult. As this one will be another run for Brandt, and he gets stonewalled at the line.
Number 11, Tavian Brandt on the
For
carry.
2nd and 10.
Tackled by number 4, Noah Baria. No gain on the play.
And so more battle orders shouted out to this offense. Second and 10 once again from the 43-yard line. As this one will be handed off and able to run forward for a gain right around that line to gain. Looks like he got the first down here. And Tavian Brandt,
again on the carry. Close
sideline
to
excited for him as he picks up a good gain for the first down. Right around the 33-yard line.
Good for a Tiger first down.
And substitutions come in. We'll take a look here at the Big Rivers Conference. 7 teams in this conference, and if you could believe it, New Richmond is technically 4th in these standings. They're sitting at 3-1 with Hudson at 3-1 as well, and River Falls at 4-1. As this ball will be handed off once again to Brandt, and he's able to scamper forward again for a gain of about 9. It was Hudson and Rice Lake that New Richmond lost to. They're sitting at 3-2 within the conference, and that's the only reason they are sitting at 4th. They were able to defeat the number 1 River Falls, the number 1 in the conference, earlier on in the season. As this one will be actually taking himself that time, is Stallreich. And he will pick up a first down himself. And with all we've talked about with Austin Whittick, we've seen great leadership from Nick Stallreich as he's done everything he's needed to do to put his team in positions to succeed throughout the course of this contest. And he's got another first down here right around the 21-yard line. One of the last plays here of the third quarter, able to break free again, and Whittick back in the game. Looks like they're trying to get him more of those stats. As he picks up about 8 yards, and he comes back out of the game. And so we'll see if they decide to run down the rest of this clock to end the first quarter. Excuse me, the third quarter. Well, what is the third quarter if not the first quarter of the second half? That's how I'm going to think about it in my own head. The real answer is it's Friday, and it's been a long week. So we will take a break and see if my tongue can catch up to my head here as we flip sides and get ready for the final quarter of this one here on Zaleski Sports. Don't go away.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries higher quality furniture from all of your favorite brands because we want you to be proud of your space.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries all of your favorite appliance brands so we can save you money on the products you trust.
It just makes sense that Mittens services what we sell because we want your home to be comfortable and run smoothly.
It just makes sense. Central Wisconsin has shopped at Mittens since 1938 because we have it all.
Welcome back here to Zaleski Sports as the New Richmond Tigers, number 10 ranked team on the Zaleski rankings, are cruising to a likely victory here from Wisconsin Rapids as they are looking like they're on the doorstep of another potential touchdown. We've seen a few runs or a few rushes from Whittick in the second half, but they've been using him sparingly with this lead, as Brandt will be most likely the back they'll use the most here in this final quarter. They'll throw this one and into the end zone for the touchdown. It is caught. That'll make it 48-14. As I'll continue to look for who caught that, and I'm sure the PA will give me some help here in just a moment.
Delright's pass is complete for a Tiger touchdown.
It sounds like they're having some problems on that side as well, locating that player. And it just, in these dark lights, you've got bright orange numbers. And that made it really difficult to tell who caught that ball. And so I apologize to whoever that was that caught it. I'll try and go back here and see who that was, but the Raiders will get ready to go back on offense. And so we'll take a quick step aside here on Zaleski Sports and be right back.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome back. During the break, I was able to do some sleuthing, and I was able to deduce that it was number 80, Landon Harstad, that caught that touchdown. So a nice play by him to be able to split some defenders, and good placement there by Stallreich to be able to make that play. And so it has been a beatdown here tonight for the Tigers, and showing why they are number 10 in the rankings. And so the Raiders coming onto the field here now, just hoping to try and find some positivity
We ask all people attending
here in the fourth quarter.
to please stay off of the field and track area following tonight's contest.
So we got a first down here from the 24-yard line, throwing this one deep, and not sure if that was the correct route or if it was just overthrown, but that's going to be incomplete to set up a 2nd and 10.
Richardson's pass intended for number 12, Cohen Lehman, is incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
And we do have, looks like, a running clock rule here as we are into the final quarter, down 35, and so that clock rule comes into effect. Throwing this one and almost mossing that one, but not quite able to, was Cohen Lehman. It's a little bit high, and we once again see Owen Richardson back out onto the field. He has been limping the entire second half ever since he got that injury. And I don't know if there's just no one else on the bench that can play quarterback, although we saw a couple different players slinging the ball in pregame. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Throwing this one once again, and it is dropped. And so it's been a rough night for those drops, those fundamental mistakes here for the Raiders.
4th down and 10 for Lincoln.
It really was the turnovers, the penalties, and negative plays, and then a few of those mistakes that really did them in that second quarter and beyond. And certainly some lessons learned here tonight that will carry forward here for Rapids. And they're going for it here, and they are punting it just as I say that, and just trying to catch this Tiger team off guard. It'll go right around to the 23-yard line, where the Tigers will set up again and get ready to salt the rest of this game away with 8:30 and ticking, again with that running clock. So Solaris is your hometown fiber internet provider. Just like our athletes bring their best to the field, we bring our best to your home. with lightning fast, reliable fiber internet that never quits. Stream, game, and connect without missing a beat. Get connected and stay connected at Solaris.net. And let Carrie Van Eert with State Farm be your go-to for all of your insurance needs. Carrie and her staff are always there to help you understand your options and come away with the right coverage for you. That's Carrie Van Eert with State Farm in Wisconsin Rapids. And so, handing this one off for a gain of about 1. We have a new quarterback in the game now for the Tigers. It is Preston Hyde. Certainly hope I am saying that one correctly, and I apologize if I'm not.
Carry by number 81, Ben Hepner.
As that was number 81,
number 92,
Ben
Joshua
Hepner,
Augenstein.
that ran the ball for the Tigers. And another run here by Hepner as he's able to get close to the line to gain and past it. And so as this clock continues to run, we'll take a look here at what's next for both of these two teams.
Ben Hepner again on the carry.
As the Tigers will go for their final game of the regular season. They'll go up against Superior as another conference team. They are a winless team as well so far in this season. And so we'll see if the Tigers can finish off their season with potentially a 3-game winning streak going into the playoffs. As another nice gain. And there's something on the sideline that these Tigers were getting really hyped up about. Not sure if it was someone that didn't touch the ball very often or what that was, but they were excited.
Hepner again on the carry.
And I'm sure they were excited about that effort by the running back, especially this late in the game, just trying to run the clock away. These players have no quit in them, regardless of what side of the ball they're on right now, and that's definitely refreshing to see. As another first down here for the Tigers. And so the Raiders have one more game themselves, as they will go up against Eau Claire North. That'll be a little bit of a hike for them. It'll be all the way in Eau Claire
Tackled by Ryan Juneman.
to face the Huskies, and those Huskies currently 2-5, 1-3 in that conference, albeit a very difficult conference to play in. And so one more week and we've got playoff football on our hands, and that'll be really exciting here on Zaleski Sports, as going to the outside here and trying to tiptoe, eventually being forced out right around the 40-yard line, a little bit further up, about the 41 actually.
Again on the carry. Pushed out of bounds by number
And
6,
so now under
Isaiah
5 to go
Robinson.
in the running scoreboard.
Carry is good for a Tiger first down.
And so for these Raiders, it is their final game at home. And so spent a lot of the game over the PA and just in general throughout all the festivities tonight, thanking all these seniors for the work they did, for the heart and hustle they've shown throughout their 4 years at this high school. And obviously too many players on this roster to name all of them throughout the course of these last few minutes, but there's a penalty there. The clock continues to run, but for these New Richmond Tigers as well. And certainly a possibility that this is the last time I'll be calling games for either of these two teams for the rest of the year. So best of luck to all of them and everything they do in the future. Tackled there after a gain of about 3 or 4.
Number 93, 33, Skylar Squires.
And that will set up a second and about 11 on the play.
No gain
So we check back into our game of the week, 34-21 in favor of Stratford. With only 3:20 left to go. Stratford has the ball. It's looking like they, barring some sort of crazy ending, are going to come away with the victory. So big win for them to take down undefeated Amherst in Amherst. And so able to weave through defenders and pick up the first down. Nice play there by the running back.
Carrier for New Richmond by number 32, Preston Heidi.
And so that is going to be Preston Heidi. So when I said I was worried I mispronounced that, I certainly was right. So Preston Heidi runs it and picks up the first down. Right around the 25-yard line. See if they try and punch it in one more time here before the clock runs out, although they don't necessarily have to. With how much time is left, I don't expect Rapids to call any more timeouts. Heidi gets tripped up there on a nice play by Noah Baria, the 5'9" junior.
Number 32, Preston Heidi on the carry.
So that'll set up a second and about 8 on the play. And maybe 1 or 2 plays left to go here from Wisconsin Rapids. And being forced down at right around the line of scrimmage. Shouldn't financial advice focus on you, your goals, and your dreams? Your Modern Woodmen of America representative can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. Call Scott Patrick at 715-424-1873 to start the conversation. And a timeout on the field. That'll give us an opportunity here to give our last thank you left on the list to all of our sponsors. And today's game brought to you by Ski's Meat Market, Made It Custom, Key Savings Bank, Culligan Water, and Express Employment. Happy to shout out all of our sponsors here throughout the course of the game and thank them again for being sponsors of Zaleski Sports. Running to the near side of the field, trying to break free, not quite able to do it that time, was Heidi once again.
Heidi on the carry, tackled by number 24.
And that might just do it here from Wisconsin Rapids, as we have a final score of 49-14, spoiling things for Wisconsin Rapids in their final home game of the season. Tigers pick up another win here on the season. We'll break down more of that in the post-game show after this break. And Key Savings Bank proudly supports today's post-game show. You'll feel right at home from the moment you walk through the door at Key Savings Bank. Enjoy all the perks of working with your local community bank and experience it for yourself by stopping in or online at keysavingsbank.com.
We have something that we're trying to create at Key Savings Bank called Outward Energy. We don't just want to have the doors open, our members walk through. We want to be where they are. We go to meet them, we participate in their events. We think that's vitally important for us to show that Key Savings Bank is a part of the communities that we're in.
We received a very positive reaction from our community. On average, we had 250 to 300 kids alone that entered our building for the Halloween party. That didn't include the adults, grandparents, parents that brought the children. It's wonderful to be out in our community grocery shopping with my Key Savings Bank apparel, and families walk up to me and say, "Hey, I attended your Halloween party."
So about a month ago, I was approached by Sheriff Becker of Wood County Sheriff's Department, and he asked me if we'd want to participate in the Back the Badge bench press meet. So Key Savings Bank sponsored, had a $500 sponsorship to that, and I myself participated in that. And it was a really great experience. There was about 40 different people that participated throughout Wood County and actually the state. So with the Sheriff's Department obviously doing so much for us and throughout the community, it was just our way of giving back.
And now when I tell my friends and family what I'm doing or what I do every day or what involvements I'm in, they're like, oh, that's the bank that offered the Halloween party. That's the bank that does the Christmas party. That's the bank that sponsors these golf events. So our awareness alone has just become amazing in the last year.
Key Savings Bank participates in a lot of these events. We love to do it. We love to know the community and the other businesses within the community. It's rewarding to see smiling faces. The kids event, when we bring them pizza, there's not just one winner, there's multiple winners. Cheese pizza is one of the coolest things that these kids love. And just seeing the smiling faces is outstanding. Probably the funnest event that we do is what you see behind me here is our coloring contest for local kids. It's a fun event. We do a lot of fun stuff with it on our Facebook page. The voting goes nuts because it's the community that votes for it. And at the end, there's a lot of participation. So that's the best event.
We had Thursday grill outs. We did that. We were raising money for the Rome Canine Division. We set up in mid-June to have grill outs each and every Thursday all the way through till the middle of August.
Numerous amount of golf outings where we raise money specifically for that event through our whole sponsorships and games that we play.
My employees right now are all very active in participating in literally hundreds of events over the last 2 years that make Key Savings Bank a part of this community. We think that's very important.
Well, welcome back here to the Key Savings Bank post-game show. Connor Phillippe here up in the press box as we have a final of 49-14 here from Wisconsin Rapids as the New Richmond Tigers absolutely ran the game the whole way through, and I mean that literally and figuratively, as it was an unbelievable performance by Austin Whittick. Final line, unofficial final line, as I was just doing the math as I went, right around 170 total yards for 6 touchdowns. And if you can believe it, 5 of those touchdowns happened in the first half. And I fear for what kind of stats would have been on the board for Whittick had Rapids stayed in this game the whole time, because really the only reason that they stopped using him was because it was so out of reach. I mean, and on top of that, the Tigers were scoring at will no matter where they were on the field. Had that happened where the Tigers didn't have the ball on the 20 and the 25 multiple times, that probably would have been a higher yardage total as well. So unbelievable performance from Whittick. Great leadership from Stahlrecht and Reggie Larson leading an amazing squad here for the New Richmond Tigers, sitting at number 10 in the Zaleski rankings. Before this game, we'll see if that changes at all throughout the course of the week. But they have one more matchup to finish off their season, and they will play the Superior Spartans, and they are winless as well so far this season. And so for the Wisconsin Rapids Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders, they will play the Eau Claire North Huskies to finish off their season, and then we've got playoffs on our hands here in Wisconsin, and we are so excited to bring you that on Zaleski Sports. And so we'd like to thank you one more time for tuning into Zaleski, and there's a few more games still finishing up throughout the area, so make sure you tune into those as well before you call it a night. Have a great rest of your weekend, and Connor Phillippe here saying thanks one more time, and we'll see you on the flip side.